A Bird's Journey, written by Hana Tsukino, translated and read by Lepus. There was a bird called Senna who couldn't fly well. Senna practiced flying every day because the day to leave the nest was new. Senna awkwardly flew the sky despite being laughed at by the peers. Sweet Senna was wishing he could stay with his family forever. But that wish wouldn't be answered. Every single bird, once it becomes an adult, has to be apart from its own family. Finally, it's been decided that the next day will be the day for the departure. The mother bird said, "You must feel helpless to depart on your own, but leaving the nest is a sign of independence. By the departure, you will really know that you've been alive, Senna." Senna went off for a stroll to set his mind for the departure. It was a quiet night. While gazing up at the sky, it started raining heavily, so Senna headed back home. The sound of rain kept ringing in his head. Right in front of his eyes was a horrible scene. All his family were laying down, colored in red. His mother and brothers were already cold. One of the brother birds let out a faint groan. "Senna, it hurts." "Brother, what is it? What happened?" "A feral dog attacked us and everyone." "Brother, no. Please don't die. No, I don't want to be alone." "I'm sorry, Senna. It's tomorrow. I'm sorry. I can't stay with you tomorrow." The brother said so and quietly took his last breath. The morning came, as usual. Senna felt as if he was left behind from the time. His time had stopped, but the time goes on unaffected. Then it was time to leave the nest. Although in grief, Senna flew off quietly. Senna flew the sky forlornly. He got better at flying, but there were no family members who praised him. Senna went on with his journey alone. He perched on a tree and found a nest. A pair of small birds were arguing. Senna asked what was going on, intending to break the fight. One of the bird pair said, "It's none of your business. Stop poking your beak into ours." Being treated as a nuisance, Senna shut his beaks and left the scene. Senna was overwhelmed by the feeling of helplessness. One morning, he went to a lake to drink some water and found an old bird fallen on the ground. The old bird was at the last moments of his life. Senna stayed with the old chirpless bird until the end, because that was the only thing he could do. At the moment of the old bird's last breath, Senna remembered the time he lost his family. While recalling his mother's words before his departure, Senna was stricken again by the feeling of helplessness. I haven't accomplished anything. What am I living for? Why was I kept alive instead of dying? What is the meaning of my life? Why did my mom say those words to me? Right now, I just can't understand what those words meant. Why do I have to live with this much hardship? Why do I even exist? Senna lived a long, long time and became a matured bird. However, Senna couldn't possibly consider himself as an adult. All these times, he continued thinking he is immature and a kid. Before the departure, Senna thought he will be an adult once his body grows up. However, there was a part of himself inside Senna which can't grow up even after the departure. One day, while flying, Senna found a bird fallen on the ground. Senna helped the bird. She was hungry, so Senna shared his food with her. The bird said her name was Nazuna. Nazuna fell in love with Senna, who saved her. But Senna didn't think his action was such a big deal. Since then, Nazuna considered Senna as her significant other. Senna decided to stay with her for a while because he didn't understand her feelings. Why do you always look so sad, Senna? Senna somehow felt safe to tell her about the incident. The time his family was attacked by a stray dog, became alone, then had to leave the nest. That he doesn't know whether he is alive and why he exists. When Senna finished the story, Nazuna broke down crying. Seeing her cry, Senna held back his own tears. I'm glad I'm alive. I'm glad that I met her. There were things I cannot do, but also things I can. Maybe I finally understood what my mom said. After feeling all these, Senna decided to stay together with Nazuna. Senna and Nazuna became a couple, and they spent the rest of their lives together. When Senna was about to part from this world, Nozuna stayed right beside him. Senna quietly fell asleep, recalling his mother's words one last time. Then he did not wake up in the morning ever again. Senna was able to find his happiness by meeting Nozuna. Maybe happiness is something that finds you when you don't realize it. A Bird's Journey, written by Hana Tsukino, translated and read by Labus.